Hi, welcome. Dr. Mateo here, and I'm going to be going over where Dr. John left off in the previous video. And in that previous video, where he was introducing our Healthy Family Awareness event, he mentioned that getting your child's spine checked is not so much about them having a bad back or their back pain, because let's face it, children are pretty resilient. They don't really have back pain. It's more about, as he mentioned, the integrity and the importance of your child's nervous system. So just to review for those of you that are already patients here, as you already know, your nervous system, which is made up of your brain and your spinal cord, are the central command center of your body. Every physiological function is controlled and regulated by your nervous system. Well, guess what? It's no different for a child. Even more so important for a child because children are growing and developing at a very fast rate. That growth and development is guided by their nervous system. So what we don't want is anything that causes interference with a child's nervous system. What might that be? From a chiropractic standpoint, we look at the integrity of the spine and the alignment of the vertebrae. One of the things that we check all patients for, whether they be 1 day old or whether they be 100 days old, is for something called a spinal subluxation. And so when the spinal bones are properly aligned, the messages that are coming from the brain here, down the spinal cord, and then out these spinal nerves, those messages go to every single cell and tissue and organ in your body. And all of those parts of the body have to send those messages back to the brain. So we have this two-way flow of communication between the brain and the body and the brain. As long as there's no interference with that, everything's working and functioning the way it's supposed to. Now let's talk about what happens when we get interference in that. So in a chiropractic office, what we're concerned with is the alignment of the spinal bones. So as the spine is properly aligned, as you can see here, the nerves are firing away. And they're sending information back and forth between the brain and the body and the body and the brain. Well, what can happen is these spinal bones can misalign, and when they misalign, it creates a disturbance there or an interference in the normal impulses coming out of the brain to the body and coming back from the body to the brain. And so these interferences can create problems down the road. So as I said earlier, no matter what the age of the patient, we all have spines, and we all need to get our spines checked. You wouldn't wait for a child's tooth to completely decay into a cavity to where the child's having a tooth pain to teach them proper dental health and to get them checked by a dentist. So it is with our children in chiropractic care. And so, as I said earlier, although many people think it's about back pain, it has nothing to do with back pain and everything to do with the health of that child's nervous system. So we hope through these video series that you'll be able to have a much more deeper understanding and appreciation of why is it important to get our kids checked. And in our next video, keep a lookout for, what we're going to be doing is talking about, which I'm sure is on many people's minds, safety issues and what are safety concerns with regards to chiropractic. So keep on the lookout for that next video, and we'll see you then.